Hey, Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Wakakadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Mystery and Rule Well, and to the Akims throughout the four corners of the earth. Greetings. Alright, so, boy. Yeah, Babylon, man. Babylon's going through those, the emotional trauma. Alright, because, this is just a trial, of brother's fate. And, the men of the Lord will always take note of what's going on and give all praises to the Lord, Bashim Shai Bashim Kodash. And they will take note of the times to come. Alright, because they already know Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7 tells you about this season we're living in. It's the prelude to Jacob's trouble. So I read it as quick as possible. So Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7 says, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Yep. So the Lord is going to put our people to the test. And, men of the Lord have to be ready. All right. And, be prayerful. Abaratizer, the Lord puts in your spirit the need to fast. And, it's tough, when you don't have a power supply and, running water and all that stuff, then you have to think about, your, what you call it, your health, then, sanitation and all that stuff. It just opens up your mind to understand how fragile life can be, and the things our people take for granted. All right, things that the man of the Lord take for granted. So it's a learning opportunity for the man of the Lord to see how the Lord operates and how we can prepare accordingly. All right, because we're gonna laugh at towards of our people, the folks whose homes got torn apart, folks that had no knowledge about carbon monoxide and all that stuff. Folks being ignorant and then they end up causing harm to themselves. So it just shows you how much ignorance people have exposed themselves to and are not willing to let go of it, and they fall victim to it. So you see how the whole United States, we're not even talking about Canada. All right, this is just United States. We haven't even talked about what's going down there, in the Arctic region. So it just shows you, man, how messed up it can be. Then you see, it tells you, if you look at the different color bands, it tells you how much deposits of snow across the United States you have to expect, and you compare it, with different times, past. You see 2010, you see 2011, so it just shows you what you know Esau's rulership is about, man. Nothing but confusion and depression, and that the Lord needs to get our people out of here, man, because Esau's rulership is nothing but a huge dilemma for our people. And the men of the Lord just understand that the knowledge, wisdom, understanding that the Lord has given unto us is going to be put to good use. All right, because you hear from the brothers over there in Texas, all right, brothers in different regions, in Chicago, Minnesota, Seattle, to tell you how messed up the weather is for them and what they have to deal with. Okay, and even Arkansas is messed up too. So Tennessee also. So you just have to be cautious, man, about what's going on. All right, you have to take records, take mental notes, and prepare spiritually. All right, and the Lord shall warned our people, about the times to come, and pray that your flight be not in winter. And you also hear about, Sloppy Joe talking about dark winter and all that stuff. Hey, these things must happen, must take place. Prophecy must be fulfilled, and this is just, one of those things you have to be prepared for in the spirit, because this is just what you call the tip of the iceberg. And you know, as a man of the Lord, you have to be aware, man, of what's really going on. All right, our people over there can't really find a functioning place to to spend the night because the hotels are overbooked. Folks are driving into Mexico, flying into Mexico just to get decent accommodation until everything resets to normal. So and then when things are, the power comes back on, crops have already been destroyed. The farmland, and then you're talking about livestock. All right, and then you also have reports of wildlife also being frozen to death. Okay, so it's gonna be hard, man, on wildlife around these regions, man. Because it's hard. See animals just freeze to death. You know, and that's the reason why you have to fear the Lord. All right. So the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 2. All right. So this is just a precursor to the terrible things that's coming upon the face of the earth. So Isaiah chapter 28 verse 2 tells you, Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which as the tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. Yeah, so you already know that the nuclear missiles is coming, the to World War III, and this is just a reminder to the man of the Lord to prepare, because we're almost at the end of this whole drama, and you don't want no parts of the second death. All right, you don't even want to freeze your butt off and all that stuff, because it's dangerous, catching hypothermia. And then you have people that are sad because all the medication that need to be kept at a certain temperature can no longer be taken care of, because there is no power supply to keep medications, especially vaccines and all that stuff. So, and even insulin, you hear about that, but people don't understand that you can always get around, these difficulties because taking captivity, we're back in the 1800s and 1700s and the early 1900s, knew how to survive and prepare, for the cold months. And that's the knowledge a lot of our people have forgotten, and did not really look into it. And then you see these Edomites, they're putting so much work and so much information online of how to prepare, your household for weather, for calamities of the weather and all that stuff. But you don't really see a lot of Jakes watching those lessons. So, hey, it just shows you that our people are not really prepared mentally. They are not prepared psychologically, for this situation they find themselves in. All they know is basically, go to shop, at a grocery store and stand in line at the, fast food restaurant. And that's exactly what they're doing now because, boy, they didn't read the signs. They weren't paying attention to the man of the Lord, the prophets, right? So, the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 7, it tells you that he that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. And that's what the men of the Lord are pressing towards, okay, to be able to stand and absorb this shock, right? Because this shock treatment is going to wake a lot of the men of the Lord, up, help them tighten up, and it's going to give them that extra boost, that boost of faith, and they're going to have to go into overdrive, and now you understand what it means to have a famine of the word. And then with that, you also have the difficulties of trying to maintain, life. All right. So verse 8 now says, "But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and the whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and liars, shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death." Yeah, so when things return to normal, when the snow, the icy weather, and the power is restored, a lot of our people are still not going to hold on, to the lessons that the Lord has put forward for them to wake up and let go of this place and prepare accordingly. And then they're going to be sad at the last end. So, it just shows you how much, we need to fear the Lord. And then the final precept will be from the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 3. It says, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself." So you already know that the economy is going, it's not going as well as it needs to be. You have all these so-called shutdowns, and that people need to be ready in the spirit. The more the Lord are ready in the spirit, but the vast majority of our people are not. That way, the Lord said, two parts shall be cut off and be destroyed. There's only 1/3 of our people that were able to make it out of Babylon, right? Because the Lord understands their struggles, and He knows how much effort they're putting in to be able to receive mercy. All right. Then it says, "But the simple pass on and are punished." Yeah. So there's so many lessons. You're gonna have to learn, and you don't have to depend on the so-called government, to give you a handout. All right, because that's the reason why the Lord, you know, told his disciples, man, to beware of the doctrine, the leaven of the Pharisees, man. You can't depend on a dysfunctional government, to lead you on the right path. All right, so the Lord has already given you the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that you need to apply in these last days, and put it to good use. Let it, have its course, so that way you don't have to be, struggling with the folks of this world, man. All right, so that's just the point that I can. So these are treacherous times we're living in. Okay, and a lot of people now understand that governments fail. All these so-called utility companies, they're not really there to prepare the people to be independent of their so-called, services. That's why it's really necessary. People understand the whole idea of to be self motivated. All right, to have your own opportunities. All right, to you know decouple yourself from the system. All right, so that way you don't have to be a beggar in these last days. All right, so that's just the point that I can. Hope you can edify, understand the lessons that the Lord is going to show us in these last days, man. Especially this one right here. Okay, you don't want to depend on the system. All right, to pull you up. That's not the job of Esau's system. The pit It's supposed to hold you back. All right. And the Lord tells us, use the word, but don't abuse it. So whatever opportunity you see, you use it appropriately, to pull yourself out of that path. All right. Because you still have more drama coming. All right. So I just say, Kal Halam Yalai, Habashim Ashai, Bashim Kwakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Mr. Rule well, and to the Akim. Try to focus on earth, alright? Shalom, and stay prepared, stay circumspect. Shalom.